A very warm welcome to the top three qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Australian Grand Prix. In third place, Isack Hadjar. In second place, Kimi Antonelli. And taking the 8th pole position of his Formula One career and his first here at Albert Park, our pole sitter, George Russell. George, tremendous lap, very well done. Let's start with that final lap of Q3. Just how good was it?
Yeah, it felt very good, to be honest. The whole session felt very clean, very tidy, no mistakes. And yeah, just how I wanted to start this weekend, really. These new cars are very challenging to drive, they're very difficult to understand the energy management, all of the other features we're dealing with. But I think we knew as a team, or we thought as a team, we had a really good package beneath us, and it's been so much hard work from everyone in Brixworth and Brackley to deliver this, but I don't think we quite thought it was that good. And also to have Kimi next to me here as well is really great.
So you're surprised by the 0.8 of a second gap to the nearest non-Mercedes?
Yeah, definitely. I think the conditions also came into our favour. We know we're better in these cooler conditions, and as the track temp dropped, we always seem to find more lap time. But, you know, I think we've got a really great engine beneath us. However, I think we've also got a really amazing car beneath us. And I think that probably hasn't been highlighted enough in the press these past few weeks. I think the car from the off, Kimi and I both said it felt great to drive. We're enjoying these smaller cars, the lighter cars, and yeah, perfect way to start Melbourne.
George, you're enjoying the cars. Just how different does a qualifying lap feel in these all-new cars?
Well, the cars are more agile, and you're sort of sliding them around a bit more, and you're definitely... It's more easy to lock up and sort of run wide, lose the rear. It wasn't easy conditions out there today. It was quite windy, quite gusty. But I'm enjoying that. It feels more like a go-kart compared to last year. It felt like a bouncing bus, to be honest. It was like wasn't as fun to drive. So I think you know, there's lots of mixed views on the new regs as a whole, but I do think the car regulations for everyone is definitely a step forward compared to what we've had for the past 8 years now.
Well, let's throw it forward to the race tomorrow. It feels like there are a lot of unknowns, even with your pace advantage. Just how do you see it playing out? Are you expecting a dramatic race?
I think the goal for us right now is to just try and make the finish line, because we honestly don't know what's going to happen. The most simple things that we've been dealing with over the past years, such as pit stops, are now really challenging with all the procedures, getting the engine in the right window, the turbo speed spinning enough, the battery not too low but not too high. Race starts we've seen are a challenge. So I think the goal for us was just to have a clean weekend. Of course, we want to win, we want to be on pole, we want to dominate the weekend, but it's a really long season and we need to get through tomorrow and just have a clean race, because at any point you can stumble and that could be the end of your day.
Very well done. Thank you for that, George. Kimi, let's come to you. You said it yourself a moment ago. It was a stressful afternoon for you. Just how difficult was it to navigate from inside the cockpit?
Yeah, it was very intense day. But you know, the mechanics were the heroes today. You know, massive thanks to them, because they allow me to be back on track. And it was very intense. You know, I was very nervous, very stressed into the session, because at one point it looked like I couldn't make it, but then obviously we were lucky with the red flag as well, that it allowed us to buy a bit more time. But yeah, it was tricky. I mean, we couldn't even set up the car. We just went out of the garage, and yeah, at the end, obviously we were still able to be on the front row. And but yeah, this is thanks to the mechanics, of course.
You say you weren't able to set up the car. You found a massive chunk of time between Q2 and Q3. Tell us where that came from, if you could.
Well, I had a bad lap 1 in Q3. Obviously, I locked up into turn 3 and went off, so just put myself a bit more under pressure, and yeah, just try to have a clean lap. Of course, luckily, you know, we have a really good car. You know, the team has done an incredible job to give us such a good car, and yeah, just did a clean lap, and it was still good enough for P2. Of course, Georgie did an amazing job, but yeah, now looking forward to tomorrow.
Look, you talk about the performance of the car. Just tell us how it feels to have this car and this performance advantage underneath you in only your second season of Formula One.
Of course, is you know, is the best I could have asked for. You know, having, you know, we have a really good car, and we look very, very competitive, and that you know, it's because the team has done an incredible job. Engine side, but as well on the chassis side. I think the car, as George said, you know, many people, they just talk about the engine, but the car itself is really, really strong, and so I think we're in a very good position, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. But the car, to be fair, especially in this condition, you know, when they're light, is super fun to drive. It's much more agile. The car is much better through the low speed. The ride is much better. Obviously, you're lacking a little bit of high-speed downforce, but that's going to come. I mean, we're only at the first race of the new regulation. Then, of course, on the Pew side, there's you know, there's a lot to learn. It's very tricky in a track like this, but it's part of the game.
All right. Very well done to you. Thank you for that. Isack, if we could come to you now. What a way to start your Red Bull Racing career. Many congratulations. Just talk us through, first of all, how the session played out for you.
Honestly, it was yeah, very chill session. There was no no drama for me. Yeah, I mean, also it's the first time, I think, in my small F1 career that lap after lap I found lap time, even on used tires. So I was just building up to it. We did a very good job being consistent with the energy deployment management through the lap. So that was very consistent compared to yesterday, which was quite bad. So yeah, you know, the approach was. I mean, you know, it's the first time in my career it's that easy to put a car in the top 10. So then it makes the whole process a lot easier. You build up to it like the way you want. You can allow yourself some mistakes. So yeah, in terms of pressure, it wasn't very high, and that was good.
But once Max was out of the session, did the pressure ramp up at all on you? Did you feel it?
Actually, no. You know, I might be P3, but if Max was actually running the whole session, then I don't know if I would be here. You know, so that's a shame. You know, I want to compare myself with the best, and today didn't happen, so we'll do that next time in China.
We've heard the Mercedes guys praise their car. Just tell us a little bit more about yours. What are its greatest strengths? How much potential do you think the car has?
I mean, honestly, what happens in Melbourne, it just doesn't really matter compared to the car we're going to have at the end of the year. Is going to be so many. Like, the progression curve is so steep that it's going to be a lot different. So at the moment, we know our weakness. We have a reliable car underneath, which is positive, but we're just lacking pure performance at the minute.
Okay, final one from me. How do you see it playing out tomorrow for you? Where are you setting your objectives? Do you think you can do anything about the Mercedes, for example?
No. And I think after turn 1, if we keep our position, then we have a good race, I think. But yeah, we simply don't have the pace to win.
Okay. All right, look, very well done. Great first effort for you at Red Bull. Let's now open this to the floor. Our first question, please.
Philip Clearing, motorsport.com. George has spoken about this, so Kimi and Isack, please. George, as he enjoys the new cars, what about you guys? How are these cars to drive over one lap in qualifying, between them being more nimble, but also some of the dramatic energy harvesting we've seen? Have you been able to enjoy these cars?
Yeah, I mean, I think the car is, on the chassis side, the cars are better than last year. They're much softer. Ride is much better. No bouncing. They're lighter, so much more agile in change of direction. Low speed. Obviously, in high speed, we're lacking downforce compared to last year. But first of all, the previous generation had, the faster you were going, the more downforce you were getting because it was a ground effect car. But with this car, it's going to be probably impossible to match the high speed. But I think, as a starting point on the chassis side, the car is very nice. And I don't think we're that far from 2022 lap times. So I think obviously it's the first race and the car is just going to improve massively throughout the year. And then of course on the Pew side it's very tricky, but it's also part of the game, and that's why the teams that are able to get it first on, especially on energy management in this kind of track, can make the difference. So yeah, it's part of it, but I think the car itself to drive is very nice.
Isack, your thoughts, please?
I think the chassis is pretty good, and the rest I'm not a fan.
Okay, next one, please.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. George, you talked about being surprised by the advantage. You've waited your whole career to get a car like this underneath you. So how do you feel now you've seen actually what the gap is to the rest of the field, and how do you see that fluctuate in the coming races? Do you think it's a case of make hay while the sun shines?
You definitely have to make hay while the sun shines, because my mentality coming into this race is if we started on the front foot, doesn't guarantee anything. If we start on the back foot, doesn't guarantee anything. And the rate of improvement from everyone at this time of the year is going to be huge. I've said it a few times, the 2022 season with Ferrari, 3 races in, they looked clearly the dominant team and were going to easily win the championship. And they weren't close. You even look at the 2009 season, that was a 17 race year. If that was a 24 race season, there would have been a different winner. So we got to keep on pushing, keep on working hard, and it isn't just about these upcoming races, it's about making sure we've got a good car for these coming years, because that's where we failed in 22.
Next one, please.
Hey, Gabriel, 4ZZZ. Kimi and George, there's some rumours before this qualifying session of the sandbagging sort of accusations that often come up in pre-season. You did end up, like has been mentioned, 0.8 ahead of your nearest rivals. Toto looked pretty pleased in the garage as well as results started coming in. Was there anything to that? Were you holding anything back for qualifying, or was it just incremental changes and the right conditions?
Well, I think it wasn't a case of us sandbagging. I think it was more a case of some of the other teams showing more than we would have expected in winter testing, and we've seen this on numerous occasions in the past. Obviously the Red Bull looks quick, and we know how incredible a driver Max is as well. So I'm sure Isaac's done an amazing job to be in this position. Who knows where Max would have been, and I think we said this from the outset, they look to be one of the biggest threats. But yeah, I can't even remember what the question was, to be honest, but hopefully that answers it.
Okay, next one, please.
Phil Cleary, Motorsport.com for Isack, please. There has obviously been this narrative around Red Bull second seats. Some of your predecessors have struggled. I know you probably believe in your own ability, but is it still a bit comforting to show immediately what you can do so that doesn't become a talking point?
We have the same car, so it's who drives better that does the better job and has the better results. So yeah, that's it.
All right, we'll leave it there. Very well done, gentlemen. Good luck in the race tomorrow. Thank you very much. A very warm welcome to the top 3 qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Australian Grand Prix. In third place, Isack Hadjar. In second place, Kimi Antonelli, and taking the 8th pole position of his Formula One career and his first here at Albert